Young people are crying out for change, for independent travel, more walking and cycling, fewer cars on the road, a cleaner and greener environment. Research from Imperial College found much higher levels of concern among 16 to 24-year-olds about climate change than about COVID, even though COVID had more immediate disruptive impact. Young people report anger, disgust, guilt, and shame about inaction on the risky environment they will inherit. For younger people, carbon reduction and active travel are closely linked. Over 70% of under 24s who responded to the consultation wanted better buses and improvements for walking and cycling. 61% of 16 to 24-year-olds supported creation of a sustainable travel zone, and along with 55% of under 15s. Living Streets asked the Assembly to reflect on these numbers and on their own credibility with the coming generation. If young people had been as fully represented in the consultation as their elders, it's possible the sustainable travel zone would have majority support. Instead, older people, significantly overrepresented in the consultation, wanted to be allowed to continue polluting and congesting our streets. It is these young people who will have to grapple with the congestion, pollution, global warming, and of course its impacts on health. As floods and firestorms engulf the planet, and as research shows that climate change exacerbates the impact of pollution on health, it is time to think globally and act locally. A third of carbon emissions across the county come from motor traffic. Will the Assembly now take a strong and principled stance to support our young people in building a better future, rather than choose to continue the spiral of increasing temperature and declining health? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. In response to Mr. Stoughton's question, you are correct to point out that younger residents were more likely to support the Making Connections proposals as set out in last year's consultation. They're also more likely to rely on public transport and active travel to make their journeys, and therefore the improvements that would be supported by the Making Connections proposals are particularly urgent for them. The revised proposals that are set out in the papers do aim to balance those perspectives of young people with other perspectives expressed through the consultation, but broadly speaking, the attempt is to address the long-term costs that you set out there through the proposals that are before the Joint Assembly.